Hi, and welcome to the weekly general reading for Monday, February 11th, 2019. Right? So we're going to be just looking at the general energy of the next week, the dynamics, what to expect, maybe what to look forward to, and all of that good stuff. All right? If it's not Monday, the 11th right now for you, it's okay. This is a timeless reading. It just applies to the next 7 days from when you view this video, okay? Alrighty, so the first pile is the black feather. The second pile is the violet feather. The third pile is the blue feather. The fourth pile is the red feather. The fifth pile is the yellow feather, and the sixth pile is the green feather. While you guys are thinking about which feather to pick, I do want to say that anything you need to know about me is going to be in the description. That includes private readings and how to get a hold of me if you would like to talk with me privately instead of in the comment section. All right, guys? So if you haven't picked one, go ahead and pause the video now so that you can take some more time. And those who have already, we're going to start with pile number 1. Okay. All right, guys. Those of you who picked pile number 1, hi. Okay, we've got the Page of Wands, the 8 of Pentacles. We have a gift and an ending, and we have the Wanderer. This is the equivalent of the Fool. Okay, so this is really this is really interesting for me because it's like something's gonna end for you, but it's like gonna be a good thing that it's gonna end. You know, it's gonna feel like a relief that this has ended, and now you're gonna be able to create something new that you've been really wanting to create. I can't go any more detail than that because I feel like this could be so many different things for you guys depending on the viewer. But if there is something, especially if it's been draining your energy, it's gonna end. Over here we have it's like it's time to take some action in your life right now. For others, this could be talking about some sexual intimacy, okay? But for most of you guys, this is about taking action. This is about creative pursuit and that kind of thing. So kind of keep in mind when you get your ideas and all of that kind of stuff, you know, you might want to write them down, take note of them, so that you can turn those into creative expression. And then we also have that you're going to be working real hard this week, okay? For those of you who have a career or a job, this is going to most likely be at work. And for those of you who are in school, this is going to have to do with school. Just really working really hard. At least you'll be able to focus real hard on that, though, because I'm not getting anything that's showing that that's going to be difficult or anything. Just that you're going to be working a lot. Those of you who currently don't have a job and aren't in school, you're going to be working on something. Like working really hard on yourself. I'm getting that a lot of you guys are going to be working really hard on a relationship. So kind of keep that in mind too. But yeah, number 1 looks like you have some interesting things to look forward to this week. Right. Hi. Those of you who picked the violet feather, pile number 2. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Excuse me. So we've got the sun first, okay? And that kind of colors everything else. When you have the sun in a reading, at least the way that I interpret them, the sun softens the blow of any kind of negativity, okay, that's closer to it. This one's farther away from it, and this is frustration. Okay, so you are going to probably experience some frustration, yes. But this kind of stuff, you know, it's going to be softened a lot, okay? So the sun is a major arcana card. It's an immense amount of happiness and joy. You're going to be feeling really good this week, okay? However, there've been, I feel like this is like you've gotten some light shine, for some of you, you've gotten light shined into an area of your life where you've been thinking in circles, and it's like you've got a new piece of information and you're applying that now and you can kind of break free from this. So a lot of you guys are going to be breaking free from that circular logic that's been going on, where you're kind of trapped in your own thoughts, like worrying too much and that kind of stuff. The only thing about this is that you probably will still worry about that issue. You'll probably still think about it and all of that. You have another piece of the puzzle to where it's not going to feel this bad anymore, okay? It's going to feel more like, okay, this is something I care about and I want to manage, but it's not something that, you know, there's no end in, or it's kind of like, it's not something that you're never going to have, or you're never going to figure out how to handle. You know, you're making some progress. Okay. We have a new beginning here, which would definitely be a cause of happiness, but it's being affected by kind of divine timing here. Okay. And so just know that this is coming, but it's going to be, I don't feel like it's going to be this week, okay? So if you get any new ideas, if you get any impulses to start something new and everything, just know that you're in the planning phase right now, and that's not going to come about until maybe next week, or just not this week, okay? And then we have the Five of Arrows with frustration, because again, you know, I really feel like these three cards are all related. I just feel like you want to start something, you want it really badly, you have everything you need to get it done and everything, and it's just about timing, and so you're really frustrated that you can't just make it happen or get it to happen. So keep that in mind, but this is a good thing, okay? This new beginning, this is a good thing. It's just not going to happen this week, and that's it. And you're going to get some more insight onto just something that's been really bothering you a lot. It's going to take off that stress, okay? Alrighty. Hi, those of you who picked the blue feather, pile number 3. Okay. All right. So I just want to mention first that you've got 2 4s. I think that's interesting here. So anyway, we've got the you know, kind of rest and relax card here, you know. I feel like this is kind of saying, you know, you're going to have to slow down and kind of take a rest a little bit. You know, it's like you're going to want to go, you know, and then it's like, but you're going to need to rest. You're going to need to take care of yourself. Some of you guys might feel a little ill this week, you know, and it's going to kind of force you to slow down. This can also talk about privacy. Maybe you've been oversharing with somebody, or maybe you need to set boundaries so that you can have that private time or that me time, okay? You have the Fool, so you're starting something new, like a new cycle, okay, is coming to you this week. And if you're not already aware of whatever that is, it'll make itself very apparent, and it's going to be a big thing, not a small thing. This is an interesting combination of cards. We've got someone at work, most likely. Someone at work most likely is just gonna get on your every nerve. I mean, it's just so overwhelming when I'm even looking at this. Somebody is gonna be just trying. It's almost like they're instigating, they're trying to get at you. Just try your best to ignore it, because you've got good stuff going on. You've got the celebration card here, you know, you have the people that you know you can trust, okay? And then there's this person's not meant to be in your life, you know, or this person's toxic, you know? It's like, when I say this person's not meant to be in your life, I just mean this person's not meant to be in your life to cause you to spend so much energy. It's more like a reminder of basically what not to be. Some of you guys, I hate saying this because, you know, I mean, it's just whatever it is. I think it could be an overbearing female. You know, we've got the snake, which talked to Eve, and we've got the polar bear, which is, you know, I think about mama bears and that kind of stuff. So it could be like an overbearing female, like a grandmother or a mother figure, or an aunt maybe. So it could be that. It's just this kind of overbearing figures so you know what? Some of them are actually trying to help, but it just ends up irritating you. So just be very aware of that, and know that as long as you just kind of stay chill around them, which I laugh because it's like, oh my goodness, like this energy is so annoying for me. But as long as you stay kind of chill around it, don't react, respond, okay? And keep in mind that you can't rationalize with an irrational person, and I think you're going to be just fine, okay? And do remember that this reading is meant to be for this week, okay? This isn't, you know, any more than 7 days, so hopefully this will calm down by next week. All right, guys. Hi. Pile number, you know what? I think that you guys are pile number 6. I'm going to have to go back. All right. Pile number 4. I almost did 6 before you. We have the 6 of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Star, the Rider, and the 9 of Vessels. Okay, this is the equivalent of the 9 of Cups. Right. You're going to be feeling real nostalgic, or you're going to be interacting with somebody from your past. I feel like for some of you guys, this 6 of Cups energy is going to be more like maybe you and your partner are going to be celebrating Valentine's Day together, and it's just sweet because one of you or both of you are invoking some of the experiences you've had before, you know? So this could be something like, for example, going to, I don't know, the same place that you proposed, you know, or your person proposed, you know, that kind of thing. You know, I think for some of you it's going to be that. For others, it's going to be an ex coming back around. For others, it's just going to be reconnecting energetically with that kind of childhood. Yeah, it feels really positive and calming and serene though. So it's not, so those of you who it is an ex, it's not going to be negative. It's not going to be something that's going to upset you, okay? So if you're the kind of person that would be really, really upset if your ex showed up, I'm not talking about you guys. For you, it's going to be something else. We've got the Ace of Swords, so we've got some new ideas. Somebody might want to really communicate with you, and so just be aware that if somebody, you know, like if someone, let me restate, when we are going about our day, sometimes we can get so caught up in what we're doing that we don't make time for other people. And the way that this feels for me is that somebody needs you to make time so that they can communicate with you, okay? And that communication is real important. And it's weird because it's like, you know, it might not even be something that's that important to you, but this person just really needs to talk to somebody, okay? And they'll bug you about it too, okay? It's not like just that they'll approach you once and then you'll miss an opportunity if you decide not to. It's like they'll come to you several times this week. So try to carve out some time for that person because I just feel like there is a need here, okay? You're going to feel, well, here we have another message. We have another message. But I think that this is a different one, which is kind of interesting. So we have like a divinely sent message here, which is great. I mean, that's really, really good. You know, I see the star in the Lenormand as being talking about destiny, and talking about fate and that kind of thing. You're going to get, this is a quick message. This might even just come up at the beginning of the week, you know, which is why it's, you know, it's here. But still, it's anytime this week, you're going to get a message. It's going to make you feel really happy and like you're on the right path. And like, you know, what you've been planning for yourself is like kind of clicking and all of that good stuff. Okay. And then, somebody is going to be very generous emotionally to you. It seems like this pile, you guys have some pretty good people around you that will probably be celebrating Valentine's Day with you, or will be, you know, very emotionally receptive to you. You might want to even take advantage of that if you want, just because it feels good. You know, this card feels good when I'm, especially like these two combined, just feels so serene. It feels just like you have a lot of support. You have a lot of, it's like you have more friends than you think. And you have a lot of support, and, you know, you have a lot of people that really, really care about you, even if you don't maybe feel that way, or if you don't, you know, see it every day or whatever. You just have a whole lot of people that care about you. So, boy, it looks, gosh, I want this pile. I want this pile for my week. Let's just put it that way. Hi, those of you who picked the yellow feather, pile number 5, we've got the moon and the Ace of Wands, the key, the cross, and the 3 of stones. All right. I'm just going to think, I just want to think on this for a minute because I know that there's going to be multiple ways of reading this, and I just want to find out, like, okay. All right, so this is an interesting thing. Something that I think is kind of interesting is that the card before you had the Ace of Swords in it. All right, so you have some things, you're going to want to keep some things under wraps. You're going to want to keep some things hidden, okay? This is you. This isn't another person in your life, okay? You're going to be processing right now, and you're going to want to be very, it's like you're going to want to withdraw. You're going to need that me time, okay? But this is more about just wanting to process something all the way before you even share that with anybody. It's not like, I don't feel like it's being secretive. I just feel like it's just what you have to do in order to, you know, come to a conclusion about whatever it is that you've been thinking about, okay? The Ace of Wands is like an impulse to act, okay? And I feel like you will be feeling that impulse to act in your life. You might notice that you will be going about your day and you'll get an idea that you need to do something that's just really, really, you know, out of the ordinary for you. You know, for example, maybe you always bring your lunch to work and you get the idea that, oh, you know what, I want to go to that restaurant for lunch instead. And, you know, it would be something like that, you know, just some kind of break to what your routine is, that kind of thing. I would say go for it because this feels really positive. It feels warm to me. It feels warm and positive and like it's going to be worth it. Okay. So if you get any kind of impulses, and it's not destructive impulses, okay, guys? Because I mean, I'm not talking about like going off your diet. You know, you can do that if you want. It's just I'm not I'm not telling you to do something that would be, you know, devastating for you, or if you've been abstaining from drugs or alcohol for whatever reason. And, you know, I'm not saying that kind of impulsive or, you know, making a really huge purchase or anything. I don't mean that. I just mean, you know, a nudge to do something different, you know? Yeah. So yeah, that's good. And then we also have, the creativity, over here. And I just feel like you're going to be really tuned in. It just feels like you're really plugged in right now to your ideas and your thoughts and how you can get that creative energy started and how you can work with it and all of that kind of stuff. It feels like this right here has been building up, so it feels like this is carryover from before, okay? It might be something brand new because we do have an ace here, but it feels like it's too organized, you know? But maybe you guys are organizing it by using that moon energy. Whatever it is, just know that if you do share it with somebody, they will be like, oh, wow, that's awesome. You know, they'll think it's really, really cool. But I think that what you're going to want to do is have something to show for it before you start sharing it that much. So kind of keep that in mind. I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about. If you don't, hopefully it'll be revealed to you this week. One thing that is coming through as well is that it's like you're gonna finally get the answer to one of those questions that you've been, you know, that's been bugging you. But it's like that's gonna be a good thing in your life, though. I feel like that's positive, you know. But something about knowing that answer is gonna be kind of heavy on you. It's gonna be kind of like and I don't feel like it's because you're disappointed in the answer. I feel like it's like now that I know this, now I'm going to have to worry about it a little bit more. It's almost like that. So it's kind of interesting how that is. It's like, I don't know, I might liken it to somebody who has always thought of math as linear, and then they get to the point where they realize that there's like 3 dimensions, and it's like, oh man, there's so much more math that I need to know. You know, it's like that. It's like just a new layer has been added, you know. So I feel like it's that, you know, that person that's totally mastered linear math, and then they find out that there's like 3 different dimensions and negative and positive and all of this stuff, you know. And it's like, oh no. So, I mean, but again, it's going to feel like an accomplishment. It's going to be good. I mean, this unlocks the potential to get even better, okay? So this is a positive thing. It's just kind of like a double-edged sword a little bit, you know? But yeah, this looks positive. I like the energy of this pile. All right, deck number 6, the green feather. We have the Emperor, the Hanged Man, ooh, the Fox, Love, and the 7 of Vessels. Okay, this is a really, really interesting. Okay, I feel like you guys have been trying real hard to like manage things and control things a little bit, you know, and it's like you've been thinking ahead and you've been planning and making sure if there's other people involved, you know, this could be at work or something else, if there's other people involved, that they know what their tasks are and that they can get them done and all of that kind of stuff. For example, you know, let's say you're a stay-at-home mom and you have 3 kids and maybe 2 of them aren't in school yet and 1 of them is, and it's like the one that is in school knows which chores they're supposed to do, and you know what activities you're going to do with the kids all day and how you're going to clean and cook and all of that kind of stuff. It feels like this is going to be kind of flipped upside down this week for you, okay? Because we've got the Hanged Man that sees things completely different all of a sudden, okay? This can be an advantage because you learn all sorts of new things, but it can be a disadvantage if you're the kind of person that the Emperor represents, where, you know, and I think that everybody has a need to control their environment. It's just, you know, how we feel secure. If we didn't feel like we could control our environment, everybody would be an anxious mess, okay? But some people need that a little bit more. You know, maybe they grew up in an unstable home. Maybe they grew up in a situation where they didn't feel like they had much control, you know, that kind of thing. So when this energy is kind of negated by something kind of flipping over, it can feel really stressful, okay? Gosh, I see a lot of stress for you guys this week. And I don't like it because I'm just trying to find any kind of angle that's more positive, and I can't see it yet. What I can see is that you've got love. It's genuine. It's real love, okay? So I do feel like, you know, we've got the 14th, you know, with the 14 is the Fox's number. And then we've got love. Like, this is true love, you know? But still, we've got the Fox involved with this. And so it's like somebody might be trying to deceive you. Somebody might have charmed you a little bit. Somebody might be flirting with you and not really taking it as seriously. I'm not saying that this person, that somebody who's deceptive or who flirts a lot or who's being charming can't love you. I'm just saying that there's something kind of sketchy about this. There's just something that in my mind, when I look at these 2 cards together, just gives me a little bit of pause. Like, you know, so just be aware that this energy exists, and just know that when it comes to love this week, you know, just try to stay as objective as possible, because I really think the only way that you can kind of outwit a fox is by being wittier, you know. And so, you know, I'm not telling you to go off and tell all of your friends and, your partner and the person you have a crush on and all of that kind of stuff, you know, that somebody's lying to you and they're not being true and they're so deceptive and all of this, because it might be something that's a little bit like that angle, that not completely that, like maybe they don't lie to you, but maybe they held something back from you, or maybe they're charming you, but they're doing it because they want to, you know, and they just want you to feel special. And then we've got the Seven of Vessels. We've got mourning here, okay? So I feel like you're going to lose something this week. And it doesn't have to be a person. And it doesn't even have to be negative, you know? Or yeah, it doesn't even have to be negative. It could be something like, you know, I don't know, it could be something like, oh gosh, that washing machine that's been making so much noise and driving me crazy is finally being replaced, right? It could be something like that. But whatever it is, you've lost something, okay? So, you know, if you want to take control of something, because again, we have the Emperor and then we have the Hangman, right? And then we have love, but then we have this kind of deception or this kind of cleverness that kind of needs to be checked, you know? Know that you can get this control back by maybe trying to, it's like get rid of stuff instead of thinking about it as losing. Think about it as, you know, I need to start maybe spring cleaning, or I need to start, you know, really clearing out my space, clean out your closet, that kind of thing, you know, because I think that this can be like any kind of negative feelings can be avoided if you purposefully get rid of things, because it's like the same energy, right, guys? But yeah, it does look like it's going to be a little tough. You do have true love though, and that's a big deal. I mean, and you have 2 major arcana cards, you know, so this is important. What you're going to experience this week is important. So get ready for it, and we'll see how that changes next week. All right, guys? Thank you guys so much for sticking until the end of my video. I really appreciate all of your feedback and support. And if you want to go ahead and leave me a suggestion for a pick a card reading, go ahead and do that. I will make sure it gets on my list. And I will put it on the channel at a later date, okay? I'm so I'm so thrilled about how many people have subscribed and everything, you guys. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I celebrate all of you guys. So I really can't tell you enough how much it means to me that you guys, you know, are giving me that feedback that I need, you know, by liking and subscribing and commenting and sending me emails and all of that good stuff. I just wanted to say how much I appreciate that. I will see you tomorrow for our next pick a card reading.